Hey everyone, how's it going? Happy Friday, finally made it to the weekend. I don't know about you, but it's been like a long week for me. Been working stupid hours and really busy, and it's either been really busy or really dead, so, it's never a happy medium, of course. Feast or famine, as they like to say. I just wanted, I haven't done one of these talking videos while I'm driving in a while, because I haven't really had much to say, but I saw something the other day that, it just pisses me off and kind of frightens me at the same time. That I'll start with this, that the news media, I don't know what channel, what news stations or what source you guys get your news from, but they're all biased. I mean, everybody on the far right claims that everything on the, here in Canada, CBC is a liberal biased, which it definitely is. There's no doubt about that. But things like CTV and Global, that they're liberal biased, and then the people on the left claim that all the other ones are all right biased, which they are. I mean, I will give the people on the right that CBC is extremely liberal biased. It's absolute garbage news. And I will say the same for, people on the left that say Fox News is garbage. It absolutely is garbage. I don't know. They're all garbage. My thing is, I've had people ask me, well, what do you watch? Where do you get your news from? Everywhere. I watch the ones and read the ones I don't listen to. I watch CBC. I watch Fox just because I don't agree with them. There's little grains of truth in everything. The trick is sorting it out. The problem with people that just watch, like left-leaning people that will just watch CBC, all that does is reinforce their beliefs that they already have, which just makes you stupider. And the same with the far right. People that watch nothing but Fox News and swear by Fox News, all they're doing is reinforcing their beliefs that they already have. If you immediately shut out every other news source, you may as well it's like sticking your fingers in your ears and going, la 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 la, I can't hear you. It's stupid. So watch everything, and pick little kernels of truth out of everything, because it's out there. The truth is everywhere. You just have to know where to find it. You can't just look in one source. There's, with the internet, I don't even really watch televised news much anymore. Most of it I get from the internet. I can go to news sites, CNN, MSNBC, Fox I do watch, CBC I'll watch occasionally online. But one of the ones I watch, and I'll freely admit this, is Rebel News Media, which is an Alberta-based right-leaning news media source. But I mean, I fully acknowledge that they're very right-wing, and that's fine. I know that when I watch them. I'm not expecting to, be broke, whatever. Anyway. So on the latest thing, I will post a link down below. I'm sure a lot of my fellow Canadians know who Ezra Levant is. He's not my favorite guy. He's extremely right-wing, and he can go a bit extreme sometimes, but he's extremely intelligent, and no matter how far to the right he leans or whatever his beliefs are, he doesn't lie. Nothing, as much as there's sometimes I might not agree with Ezra Levant, I never think he's lying. I never disbelieve him. So anyway, again, I said I'll post a link down below to his video that I'm talking about. He did a video where during the election time, he published a book that he wrote about Trudeau. It's called, what the hell, the Liberanos. It's a take on the Sopranos. And it's just all about the bullshit that Trudeau has done here. The crimes that he's committed, and he's committed a few. I mean, there have been some. He's paid off people at a school that he taught at. A girl that accused him of, inappropriate sexual contact when she was a minor. There's the whole SNC Lavalin scandal that he's done. He's taken bribes, all sorts of shit. He's just a complete scumbag anyway. And so Ezra Levant basically, just printed out what was true. He did his book. It was it's not really anything that people didn't already know. All this stuff is already out there. There's nothing groundbreaking or anything in it. So none of it's a lie. It's all true. And to be honest, Trudeau hasn't ever denied any of it. It's just been hushed up. He's silenced the RCMP from investigating him. That's another story. Anyway, back to Ezra Levant's video. So he put out this book during the election time and, advertised it as any book that's, being put out for sale. The publisher advertises it to get sales up, right? So herein lies the problem, that now Elections Canada officers basically summoned him to their headquarters to talk with him about it. And he figured, well, okay, I'll go. I want to see what this is about. He's let me add here that Ezra Levant is a lawyer. He's not a practicing lawyer, but he's a former lawyer. He still has his law degree. He's just not practicing. And as I said, he's a very intelligent guy. So he went there, and they basically told him right from the start, you can't record this. This is secret stuff. You can't record it. He said okay, and then promptly recorded it. So the video I'm posting down below is a link to the recording, the actual recording of them interrogating him. And it's like, seriously, something straight out of the KGB or, out of Red China. They won't tell him what they want, why they're questioning him. They won't tell him anything. They just want answers. And he, basically the gist of their situation saying, well, it's elections tampering if you're doing this to influence an election, which is a law. That's a law in Canada and in the United States. There is such thing as election tampering. But there's nothing. So he basically asked him, he says, so, you're investigating my book? They said, no, nothing wrong with your book. That's fine. It's the time it was put out and the advertising. The question is, would you have put this book out if there wasn't an election? And the answer is yes. And for them to question the advertising like it's trying to sway people to vote against him, it wasn't. It's 3 words right in the ad, and all the ads for this book say buy this book. So there's no questioning what the book is about and what the ads are about. And they're basically grilling him and threatening him to kind of pull the book, and if not, all sorts of bad things are going to happen. They won't tell him what's going to happen. And it's just it's shocking that the government will do this. They'll pull some guy aside, and it's like the Gestapo saying, papers, show us your papers. It's absolutely ludicrous, and I would never think such a thing would happen in Canada. But here you go, it's happening. So he's right now he's asking for donations to his legal fund. And another thing that happened with him again, with Trudeau, is that Trudeau tried to ban Rebel News media from covering the election debates. Trudeau outright tried to ban them, and they had to fight it. Rebel News media fought it all the way to the Supreme Court and won. The Supreme Court judge of Canada basically told Trudeau, saying, you can't do that. They're an accredited media source. You can't just block them because you don't like them, which is what he tries to do, which is why he's actually trying to make the CBC the governing body of all televised news media right now. It's something he's trying to do because he basically owns a CBC. They're paid for by the government, and he just gave them like $600 million during the election. That's not elections tampering, because they wouldn't put out a story that was negative against him, because they knew, you don't bite the hand that feeds you, right? So he's crooked that. So Ezra Levant ended up fighting that at a cost of his own and Rebel News Media of $18,000 is what their lawyers cost to fight that and win, which is fair enough. I mean, lawyers are expensive, and they did a lot of work. Upon a Freedom of Information request, he found out what the Trudeau government spent fighting Rebel News Media, and it was like $180,000 or something. A ludicrous amount, like 10 times the amount of what he spent, and they lost. So that's the Canadian government at work for you, trying to silence people and spending your money to do it. So it's just crazy to think that such a thing could happen. And nobody's watching. Putting Trudeau there is like the fox watching the hen house, that old cliche. He's allowed to do whatever he wants, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has a minority government. I don't want to get into all this shit. That's just crazy. I could go on and on about Trudeau and stuff, but that's really not what this is about. It's about censoring the media and where you get your news sources, because all media is biased. As I said, CBC is absolutely biased because they get paid by the current government. They knew damn well if the Conservatives get in, one of the Conservatives' platforms they were running on was defunding the CBC. basically saying if you can't make it on your own without government funding of hundreds of millions of dollars every year, then you're not worthy, you know? We don't need you. CBC was around at a time, and it was needed at a time, because Canada is very spread out. The population of Canada is spread out. It's not so much like the United States. Like, we have hundreds of miles where there's nobody, and there's people that live out in the middle of nowhere, no internet, no television, but they can pick up radio signals. So CBC was originally, part of their platform was to reach everyone. So everyone in Canada had access to news and information. That's why it was government funded, and that's all well and good. They just don't need it anymore. There's, you know, with the proliferation of satellites and internet and everything, everybody has access to the news. They don't watch CBC. Believe me, the people living up in Alaska in a remote wilderness cabin are not getting their news from CBC. That much I can guarantee. So they've just outlived their usefulness. And so they like I said, they won't speak out negatively against the current sitting government. And if Andrew Scheer had gotten in, the Conservative government, like I said, part of their platform was defunding the CBC. So the CBC, just all they did was print hack jobs against Andrew Scheer and the Conservatives, and nothing. They wouldn't print anything negative about Trudeau. So media bias is absolutely a thing, and again, it happens on the right too. Anybody who denies it's a fool, because you know it's true, but that's the way it is. But being biased is one thing, and actually trying to censor the government, trying to censor the media, that's a very scary thought. That's I mean, you might think, oh well, how does that affect me? Well, it affects you. It affects everyone. When the government controls what the media puts out there, they start to control what the people think, because people get their information from the media. So it's, you know, it's wrong, and something needs to be done about it. So, I mean, I'm not asking any of you guys that go on there, certainly none of my American viewers will want to, or really probably even give a shit about it. But, you know, if you're Canadian, consider going and checking out Ezra Levant's video. I'll post a link, like I said, down below. And maybe check out the GoFundMe to help support his defense in this, because I have a feeling this is going to cost him a bit more than $18,000. And yeah, they're a small grassroots group, the rebel media. They're not like big money. They're not sitting on a big war chest where they can afford to battle the government, which has basically unlimited funds, a bottomless pocket, because they're spending our money. So yeah, if you're willing, go check it out. Watch the video. I mean, you don't have to donate any money, whatever. Just watch the video and let me know what you think of it, because it's truly frightening. Yeah, I just kind of, that's the gist of this video. Is I'd like people to watch, click on the video link down below, watch his video, and then tell me what you think about that, and what bullshit that is, that these stooges for the Trudeau government are willing to intimidate authors and medias and reporters. It just shouldn't be. So yeah, anyway, that's my rant. So I'll let you go, and I hope you guys had a great week and are gonna have a great weekend. And yeah, so if you can, if you have the time, go down below, watch that video, come back and tell me what you think, because it bothers me a lot. So there you have it. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. I have no bias towards the right. I'm right. I'm right wing, but I don't spew my views. Like, you guys watch my videos, you never see my politics come out in here. It's not my thing. I'm kind of a live and let live. You do what you do and I'll do what I do, and that's it. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Take care and whatever. See ya.